Here we are back with episode 2 of The Dalek Invasion of Earth, and I'm joined by the series producer, Verity Lambert, the director of the story, Richard Martin, and its heroic male lead, William Russell. Here we are back with the Dalek coming out of the water. Verity, you were saying earlier this is one of your favourite moments in Doctor Who.
Yes, it is. I don't know why. It's one of those moments that stayed with me. And I think it is because there is this extremely bizarre thing coming out of a familiar landscape. Something quite... there is something quite scary about it.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Verity, but I was always being attacked by parents saying, "You are the man who makes my children wet their bed or hide behind the sofa."
Well, we always used to get many, many letters of complaints from parents and many, many letters from children saying how much they loved it. And I think, children have been frightened. It's traditional. There's there's Edgar Allan Poe that I used to read when I was a kid. And children love to be frightened.
Yeah.
It's a parent's responsibility to kind of be there to support them.
Yeah.
There's something marvellously iconic about those voices, isn't there? They just sort of say everything you need to know about the Daleks.
We tried endlessly, didn't we, with all those throat mics and things, but actually it's Peter's acting ability that makes this voice so frightening.
Yes, I would agree with that. Yes, it certainly is.
And the panic behind
clever.
it. That's we talked about it together. This panic of somebody trapped in an iron suit trying to force their will on other things, and he's got that into his voice. I think that's what's so clever.
Yes. They certainly took off those voices. Kids would be running around saying, "Exterminate, exterminate."
Oh, yeah.
And I just loved it. I don't know what it was. There's something about the whole way they looked and moved and sounded that just caught the public's imagination.
Well, they appeared in cartoons, if you remember. I remember a wonderful cartoon, Billy coming into rehearsal one day and saying, "Have you seen this?" Opening the Evening Standard, and there was a cartoon by Lowe of General de Gaulle saying, "Non."
Yeah.
Well,
That was marvellous.
they used to call John Burt a Dalek, didn't they?
Oh, did they really?
Yes.
Oh, here we are back with the Resistance.
So had you worked with Bernard Kay before, Richard?
Yes, I had. Oh, yes. Bernard Kay and I were at Stratford together in 1952, believe it or not. And I've worked with him on and off ever since.
He's a very good actor.
Part of my life, Bernie.
And there's Anne Davis
There's
as Jenny.
Yes.
And he also... I used a lot at Guildford, and before that at Coventry, where I worked with her and her husband, Richard Bryars.
She's a good actress. She was very good in this, I thought. But again, it's just this whole thing about the reality. That what I like is the truth of the acting. It's because it makes it hugely watchable, and it makes you believe what's going on. There isn't that thing of people standing outside themselves thinking, "Oh God, this is a bit silly."
Yes, no, and you see this later. The bomb is quite frankly just stupid, but Alan Judd makes it real by the strength of his acting. Well, I think he does. He gets this a naive prop and empowers it, which I think is lovely.
There's a very moving moment with him later on, though, which he does extremely well.
He does.
William, can I just ask you, acting, from an acting point of view, science fiction nowadays is just another genre of television and film. But back in the 60s, it was still a fairly new thing. It hadn't been done a great deal on TV, apart from Quatermass, which was more horror. How did you feel as an actor coming into a science fiction series and therefore knowing you were going to have to suspend your disbelief every so often?
Well, I don't think it was any different from any other kind of acting, really. If you create the character and you follow your instinct as an actor, it doesn't really matter whether it's science fiction or Shakespeare or a modern play. I didn't feel any problem there at all.
I think everybody just took it and said, look, this is art, this is it, this is real, and we're going to play it that way. And I think I would have come down like a ton of bricks if I'd ever seen anyone trying to camp it up. I just think it had to be taken seriously by everybody, because you're not going to make people watch and enjoy something and suspend their disbelief if you're not doing it as well.
No, of course not.
Now this was stretching Riverside to its ultimate. This saucer took up the whole of the centre of the studio and left me very little
space to do any filming.
To do any filming, to put any other sets, to shoot what we had. It was very ambitious. And then I asked for a few broken helicopters to be strewn around the perimeter and was told no way.
I wonder who said that to you.
I wonder.
Well, I always used to be accused of, in the BBC of stretching the elastic and filling and do whatever I did, filling studios with scenery so that the walls bulged. It was something known as the Verity Lambert syndrome, apparently.
And it shows we were all ambitious, and we were not going to be limited to that sort of under budget, on time concept of production. We were all quite excited, weren't we?
I think it's one of the most exciting things I've had to do, because, as I said before, you weren't in a format. The format for what each story had its own problems and its own difficulties, but there was no limit to what you could do. Nobody had to say, oh no, you've got to have the police set here, and that's got to. You just had the TARDIS, which was wonderful, but it basically was anonymous, and then you could do what you wanted and put them anywhere.
Who first came up with that idea of using that negative effect for the Daleks? Would that have been you or Christopher Barron?
Might have been Mervyn.
Might have been Mervyn.
Because Mervyn Pinfield was a real technical boffin, and be absolutely fair and to give credit where credit is due, he had been working with a very experimental director, and they had found in trying to get an effect that the camera shooting down its own monitor would make those shapes that we get in the title. So when we were looking for the title for Doctor Who, he said to me, look, we came across this, do you want to have a look and see what we shot? And that's really how that started. But he was terribly good technically. And
he was part of the Langham group.
Yes, he was. And he which was a group which was there to try to see what could be done with television technically. And so he might well have come up with that.
Right, yeah. Bit late on the button that time, but that's all.
Well, this is the problem. You're doing multi-camera. Of course, nowadays you'd shoot it all on single camera.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose they did shoot it on single camera but we literally had 2 hours to record the whole lot, and we were only allowed to stop tape and 5 times, I think. We always stopped it more than 5 times, but
that was a directive from Sid, wasn't it?
It was a directive from above. I mean, simply, no, I don't think anybody was allowed to stop in those days. It wasn't just us. And of course it was extremely difficult for us, because we were trying to, at the same time, make it look as modern and as up to the minute as possible. So I sort of ignored it, really, and we used to stop 7 or 8 times. But that
we never put it in the script. But
we never put it in the script. You had to write them in the script. Stop tape, and then get into the studio. I think we're going to have to stop there.
Well, you're getting a lot of close-ups in here now.
Yes,
this is good.
And you look good, Dan. You all look good.
Yeah.
This is a very nice contrast with the previous episode, which is all the sort of down and dirty side of London. Suddenly we're in this bright, sparkling spaceship.
Yes. It does look good, I think. I think if you don't go in too close to the dials and everything, it has a very good feel about it.
I like the way the doors open. I'm still quite pleased with that. That's Spencer's,
Yes.
Spencer's invention. Excellent.
I also think that when they get inside the cell, that whole executive toy thing of how they get out was quite clever too.
Executive toy, yes. Actually, that was astonishingly, there was no money to build that, and I asked my brother to make it.
Well, did you? It was very, very good. What does your brother do that he made
Well,
something
he
so
was
good
at
as
that time he was working in a path lab, and he had all the toys and tools for making that sort of thing.
Oh, it was
For
very-
years, I had that big magnifying glass in a crude thing that over. I only got rid of it a little while ago.
It was rather artistic, actually. To take it to the tape.
Executive toy, yes, it was an executive toy.
This again, Richard, is presumably what you were talking about earlier about using the camera shooting down from low and shooting up, and it gives a lovely feeling of
Well, this was
claustrophobia.
easy because
You had a
this
ceiling.
was up in any case.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see.
This was a
And did you have a
teaser.
ceiling?
We had
on
a
it?
ceiling
Yeah.
over most of it.
Yeah.
So we did get these low shots.
But what I'm getting from watching this now is that the sense of this spaceship is there in the sets. I mean, you know you didn't like it, but I really think that there's a feeling that it goes on and on and on. It continues, isn't there?
I think
But
there
it's
is.
quite
I mean,
clever the way the sort of bits of it that you don't actually see, but you are
you're given that feeling.
you're given the impression.
I think Rich is just being a director and saying, I like it, but
Yeah.
I want more.
Yeah.
Which is
Absolutely.
a sort of director's cry.
You know, Michael Goldie, lovely
Yes.
actor. Vava Goldie, he was called because he was quick with his fists. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. No. I remember him.
Roy Kinnear called him Vava Goldie. That before.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful piquant face, isn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely lovely.
Where did you find Peter Fraser from?
I can't remember. Can you remember Peter Fraser? I think he was just,
We just saw him probably. I mean,
Yeah.
we did, do a lot of auditions, and
we thought he was right balance. I
Yes.
remember.
He is. He's very good.
I think he's very, very good in
Like
it.
very
Very,
romantic and
Yes.
agile.
and very believable. I really liked him actually. I thought he was excellent.
Oh, now they're in the very background where those two moving Daleks are behind them. You can see little photographic blow-ups of Daleks.
Yes, that's right. Two.
Very good way of making it look like there's lots more Daleks than there actually were.
This is very ambitious. A montage flashback.
Yes, I remember this.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
Blab.
Wobbly Daleks.
It's a shame this isn't in colour. It's possibly the only multicoloured Dalek we've ever seen. All his stripes seem to be different colours.
Right. There was black and.
What is that?
White.
What is that disc on the back of the Dalek? That wasn't there.
No, that was a sophisticated something or other.
It is described in the yes. I think you say one thing. There's something different about the Daleks, right?
I see.
And this is what enabled them to exist on Earth.
That's right. They move around. They could only move on metal.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's right.
And their own in
That's right.
Skaro, they could only move on
That's
metal.
it. Looks like a Japanese sort of bustle, doesn't
It
it?
does, yes. One of those geisha girls. Yes.
Yeah.
Very Churchillian, isn't it?
He's very charismatic as a leader. Had you worked with him where he'd done this sort of role before, Richard?
He worked first in a play called The Tiger and the Horse, where he played a very high-grade professor, very autocratic. Who was Tiger and the Horse by? I've forgotten now.
Doris Carey.
No, but nearly
No?
right. I'll tell
Tiger
you.
and the
Anyway, he's very good at authoritativeness.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of weight, and he.
You see, I think what's lovely about this, and Jackie is just so real, just so...
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Hello,
This
there's
is the
my
executive toy.
Yeah, that's the.
That thing was hanging about my home for 40 years. I think I've only just thrown it away.
Well, the magnifying
Yeah.
glass, but not the...
No, not the executive toy itself.
It's very clever, actually. I don't quite know how it opens a thing, but it is clever.
It's,
Bill's going to explain.
Bill will explain it.
It's a lovely thing about this script is it's terribly intelligent. It doesn't talk down to the audience in any
No.
way, does it? It seems to want to be that sort of adventure and educational and everything that good script should be.
Well, I think if you're doing television for children or kids, I think the one thing you have to absolutely know is that you don't talk down to them, because they kind of onto you like that, and they're actually I think they're rather more difficult to please than adults are, because they don't make the excuses that adults do. So I think you do have to be quite meticulous about getting things right and treating people as if they had a brain. That applies. It doesn't apply
Well, I
so much
agree.
these
I think
days.
this is why we're watching it today. I mean, this is the reason. This is one of the reasons why it's still current.
Yes.
And
you're right. It does try to, in its own way, stimulate and educate without preaching or making it heavy. It just sort of throws things in that people can pick up or not.
Funny enough, this was the use of photo optics. Not very bright, but you can see with those things light up as he moves the magnifying glass. Yeah,
yes.
And this was photo optics
Yes.
before it was used for the communications industry. So it was in the forefront. Not very dramatic, but quite interesting.
Yes. You see, I think Bill's wonderful when he's that sure of himself like that. I mean, he just carries it off.
Yeah.
Was he learned his craft in the quickies? Did he ever tell you about that?
Oh yes, a farce.
They used
Oh,
to
you
have
had the
more than one-
farceur. Yeah.
Yeah, but also the films where there was more than one camera. There was a camera in
Oh,
and then there
yes.
was another camera outside.
Yes, that's
So
right,
you never
yeah.
stopped.
Yeah.
You said goodbye, darling. You got outside the door. You said, "Oh, hello" to the postman, and you just went on. And so it was sort of multi-camera. Well, and you couldn't, you just made it up.
You made it up.
You made it
yes,
up, but you
that's
got
it,
to the end of the.
Yeah.
Which
See.
explains why he made quite a lot of the scripts up.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know he flew a Spitfire into a hangar and out the other side through the hangar wall. In
When?
the war.
In the war?
Mm.
I can believe it.
Yeah. He was told, right, you play the pilot. He said, right, because he always said right, didn't he? He always said, yes, I'll do that.
Oh yes, he did. Yes.
I said, you get in there and you pull that thing and it'll go forward. That's the throttle. So he did.
And he went.
Yeah. Straight into the hangar, straight out the other side.
No wings.
Well, he up the prop.
Oh, the bombs.
This is the bombs. Yes.
Oh dear.
This thing was made and operated by Shawcraft, wasn't it, Verity?
Yes, yes. Well, I think the BBC special effects, internal special effects, were too busy, so it
that's
was
right.
sort of farmed out.
Found
and
out.
They did a good job, actually.
They made all the Daleks.
They did.
Bill, and he was furious because he hadn't made a fortune out of it. I remember.
What, the guy who made the Daleks?
Yeah.
Nobody made a fortune out of it except
Not the
Carole.
BBC, actually. Sad.
So the BBC made quite a lot of money, because the BBC. I'm very interested. I heard a story about it. I met the guy who the BBC sold the toy franchise to, who had half the toy franchise, and he had become a multi-millionaire. So they must have had the other half.
They had the other half. Oh,
So
right.
they must have done quite well.
Okay.
Although we never saw any of the
Why didn't
money.
we jump in? The toy franchise sounds quite
Right.
attractive.
Oh.
That's sorry. That is a really lovely thing. That Dalek just sliding down that barrier
Yeah.
and stopping. It's
It's quite. You see, I think it's quite compelling. This, you know, it looks quite atmospheric.
Oh, certainly.
The lighting is good too.
But yeah, we've used some smoke too.
See, I do think that looks good. I think the interior looks good, and it looks huge. But it was pretty large.
Yeah.
Now, Verity, I have to ask you: do you remember getting told off by the high-ups at the BBC for this sequence? Because apparently you got a memo from somebody higher up at BBC saying that it was very naughty to have left the Doctor strapped to a table looking like he was dead at the end of the episode.
Probably, but
And
I can't remember it. They used to write me memos all the time about.
Did you get a lot of interference then from
No
on high?
interference, but a lot of memos. I had to go on to Points View, I remember once, to answer a lot of complaints. And Robert Robinson was a bit strict with me and a bit patronising.
I see.
No, we were always getting complaints from the BBC.